Good evening, everybody, and welcome to this regular meeting of Fernie City Council held on April 28th, 2026. Kisukukit. We acknowledge the city of Fernie is located within Kukinamakis, the unceded territory of Yakutat Nucleat First Nation. We recognize that we live and work within their vast lands. The Kanahunik are from Yakutat Nucleat and are members of the Ktunaxa-speaking peoples of British Columbia, Idaho, and Montana. I just want to note that today, $2, that today is the National Day of Mourning, and it's a day to remember and honor those who have been injured, lost their lives, or been affected by occupational illness while on the job, and to renew our commitment to creating a healthy and safe workplace. And I wanted to commend those folks who spoke this morning at the ceremony at City Hall. It was very heartfelt and very much appreciated by everybody in attendance. I will call the meeting to order at 6:31 p.m. and ask for a mover and a seconder for the following recommendation: that the agenda of the April 28th, 2026 regular council meeting be adopted. Moved by Councillor Hamilton, seconded by Councillor McIsaac. Any discussion? All those in favor? That is unanimous. Thank you. Item 4.1, I'll ask for a mover and a seconder for the following recommendation: that the minutes of the April 8th, 2026 special meeting be adopted. Moved by Councillor Hamilton, seconded by Councillor Shoesmith. Any discussion? All those in favor? That is unanimous. Thank you. Item 4.2, the following staff recommendation: that the minutes of the April 14th, 2026 regular meeting be adopted. Moved by Councillor Shoesmith, seconded by Councillor Nixon. Any discussion? All those in favor? That is unanimous. Thank you. Item 4.3, once again, the following recommendation: that the minutes of the April 21st, 2026 special meeting at 4 p.m. be adopted. Moved by Councillor Hamilton, seconded by Councillor Audie Kelly. Any discussion? That's okay. All those in favor? that is unanimous. And finally, that the minutes of the April 21st, 2026 special meeting starting at 8 p.m. be adopted. Moved by Councillor Nixon, seconded by Councillor Audie Kelly. Any discussion on those minutes? All those in favor? That is unanimous. Thank you. I'll now invite the public in attendance or participating electronically who wish to comment on items listed on the meeting agenda in accordance with section 3.7.3 of the procedure bylaw to address council, except speakers must not address council regarding a matter for which a public hearing must be held or has been held pursuant to the Local Government Act prior to council's consideration of the matter or adoption of the bylaw. Speakers must not address council regarding a permit for which public notice must be given or has been given pursuant to the Local Government Act prior to council's consideration of issuance of the permit. The speaker may only address a council for a maximum of 3 minutes, and speakers are asked to state their full name and community of residence. Does anyone in the gallery wish to speak? Seeing none. Anybody online? Thank you. Item 10.1, a mover and a seconder for the following staff recommendation: that the Cedar Avenue Highway closure and removal of highway dedication bylaw number 2546/2026 be adopted. Moved by Councillor Ramada, seconded by Councillor Hamilton. Any discussion? Councillor Shoesmith.
Thank you, Councillor McIsaac, Mayor Milligan. Just for anybody listening at home, we're not actually closing a highway or a road. This is in a legal sense.
Yeah, thank you, Councillor Shoesmith. I think that is an important distinction. It will not change any traffic patterns or traffic flow. It is just a housekeeping matter, if you will. With that, all those in favor? That is unanimous. Thank you. Item 10.2, tax rate bylaw number 2550/2026. Consideration of third reading and a report from our Director of Finance.
Thank you, Mayor Milligan. I don't actually have a presentation, just the bylaw as it is in your report for consideration of third reading.
I'm laughing only because the last time you had a report and it didn't say you were giving a report, and now it says you're giving a report and you're not. So thank you, Mr. Burdett,
Thank you.
for that clarity. So a mover and a seconder for the following recommendation, that the tax rate bylaw number, that the tax rates bylaw number 2550/2026 be given third reading. Moved by Councillor Nixon, seconded by Councillor McIsaac. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? That is unanimous. Thank you. Once again, there's a report for this one, Mr. Simulini.
There is, your worship. I'm not sure if it clarifies that in your agenda or
It
not.
does not, but awesome. Lovely to hear from you. Item 10.3, zoning bylaw number 1750, amendment bylaw 2549/2026, consideration of initial readings.
Thank you, your worship. Good evening, council. Tonight we are looking at a bylaw amendment for the zoning bylaw for a piece of the property located at 190 Whitetail Drive. Some of you may be familiar with that as the Seymour Pacific property that is currently undergoing multifamily development. The application is two-part application. One is to rezone the portion of the property that fronts onto Slalom Drive from CD3, which is the comprehensive development zone, allowing that multifamily development, to our residential small scale zone. This would allow for them to apply for a subdivision to include 5 small residential small scale lots along Slalom Drive. It is worth noting that that is a slightly different zoning than the predominant zoning, which is RMH, residential manufactured home or modular home in that zone. But it would allow for up to 4 dwelling units to be developed on each lot, just like in other parts of town. The biggest difference there is those could be stick-built homes and different types of housing as opposed to just being modular or manufactured homes. The second part is more of a housekeeping item.
Mr. Simulini. Oh, Councillor McIsaac.
Thank you, Your Worship. I'm wondering if, Your Worship, if Mr. Simulini would explain to us why do we have a separation in our housing zoning between manufactured and stick building? Why can those two types of properties or dwellings not be built on the same piece of land?
Mr. Simulini.
Yeah, your worship, through to council, to clarify, the residential small scale zone does allow for modular homes or homes that are built off site and transferred onto site, but still built to the BC building code. Whereas the manufactured home bylaw allows both those and your manufactured homes, which are built to a CSA standard, not to the building code, again, built off site and brought on site. The main difference between the two is that the manufactured home zone only allows modular or manufactured, whereas the residential small scale zone allows a different range of housing. And the reason that we kept them separate when we did our residential small scale zoning bylaw was to ensure that just manufactured and modular homes were allowed in that zone as a means for them to stay there and stay in that sort of demographic or that affordability range, so that they're not redeveloped into single family stick built homes that are tend to run a little more pricey than the manufactured homes.
Thank you.
So the second part of the zoning bylaw is just a housekeeping item that because the zone was written as a comprehensive development zone, it was specific to the size of the lot when it was written, and because the applicant is proposing to subdivide off a section of the lot, just amending the minimum parcel area from 2 hectares down to 1.8 hectares. This development is consistent with the OCP and the affordable housing strategy. It's also worth noting that because it is a residential rezoning, residential to residential in this case, but nonetheless residential rezoning, a public hearing is not required nor permitted as per the Local Government Act and their legislation for I believe it was Bill 44 last year for housing. So our recommendation tonight is that the bylaw be given first, second, and third readings. The bylaw will then be, if council gives the bylaw 3 readings, it'll still be sent to the Ministry of Transportation and Transit for them to review and sign off on, and then we can bring it back for adoption at a later date.
Thank you, Mr. Simulini. Questions from council? Councillor Hamilton.
Thank you, Your Worship. I was going back trying to find my notes from when we originally saw this development proposal, and my understanding was that zone was the access to the rest of the development. Or has that changed? Has the development plans changed?
Your worship, through the council, yeah, there was 2 access points. So there's frontage on both Whitetail Drive and Slalom Drive. Originally, with the original plan that we had approved for the apartment buildings, which ended up not happening up there, had sort of a drive-through that had dual access. Since that time, they had reduced the access points to have the one access off of Whitetail Drive, but it did go through development permit review process. It was reviewed by planning, fire department, engineering, and ensured that there was a kind of in and out, and that things like fire trucks could access and get turned around properly in there. So only one access was required.
Councillor Shoesmith.
Thank you, Mayor Milligan. Just a question you might not know off the top of your head. Are there any empty mobile home lots left in town, or are they completely full?
Your worship, through to council, I'm not aware of any, but I can't say that there aren't any.
Thank you very much.
Other questions, comments from council? Related, because I had the same question that Councillor Hamilton asked, but is part of the change in access also related to the change in density? So I think there was 156 units before, and the nature of the buildings would, for their layout, require the fire department to have access from 2 separate directions. Is that a fair assumption?
Your worship, through to council, I can't speak to it from a fire safety perspective, because only one point of access wasn't proposed when with the larger development. So whether or not that would have been suitable, I'm not sure. But that being said, the buildings now are smaller, and there's less parcel coverage, less parking requirement, those types of things. So it does lend itself to be able to have more area to get turned around.
Yeah. Because there was this site plan, I guess, in the report that looked like it had plenty of room in there in terms of road surface. Thank you, Mr. Simulini. With that, I'll actually ask our corporate officer, if you don't mind, to read the recommendation.
The first staff recommendation is that council approve the application to amend zoning bylaw number 1750 by rezoning a portion of 190 Whitetail Drive from CD3 Comprehensive Development 3 Zone to RSS Residential Small Scale, and to amend section 4.2.20.4 of the CD3 Comprehensive Development 3 Zone to reduce the minimum parcel area from 2 hectares 4.94 acres to 1.8 hectares, 4.45 acres.
Thank you. Mover? Councillor Hamilton, seconded by Councillor Nixon. Any further discussion? All those in favor? That is unanimous. Thank you.
The second staff recommendation is that zoning bylaw number 1750, amendment bylaw number 2549/2026 be given first, second, and third reading.
Mover, Councillor Hamilton, seconded by Councillor McIsaac. Any discussion? All those in favor? That is unanimous. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Simulini. Item 11.1, Cedar Avenue Land Exchange Agreement. Report from our project manager. Engineer Line, welcome.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I do have a short presentation, but to be very honest, you all know it. With the adoption, pardon me, wrong one. Pardon me about that. With the adoption of the Cedar Ave highway closure and removal of highway dedication bylaw this evening, the city can now execute a land exchange agreement with the BC Ministry of Transportation and Transit, also known as MOT, to address encroachments on Cedar Ave and Bossio Road. And what I mean by those is these two areas. This is the last step to clear up a long-standing encroachment. The city will exchange the areas shown in dark brown black on the slide with MOT to provide the city with a 20-meter right-of-way on Cedar and support the existing road alignment on Bossio. And MOT will provide us with 933.5 square meters for our 799 square meters to do so. This agreement will not alter the existing roads in any way. It's only clarifying the property lines. That's my recommendation.
Thank you. Questions from council? Seeing none, I'll request our corporate officer to read the recommendation.
Your Worship and Council, the staff recommendation is that Council endorse the Cedar Avenue Land Exchange Agreement with the Ministry of Transportation and Transit as attached to this report, and that Council authorise the Mayor and Corporate Officer to execute all documents or necessary documents to complete the land exchange upon completion of the public notice period.
Moved by Councillor Audie Kelly, seconded by Councillor Hamilton. Any discussion? All those in favor? That is unanimous. Thank you, Engineer Line. Item 11.2. Sorry. Yes, thank you. Except to say that our Deputy Director of Finance isn't here. Is our director going to step in? You get to do report after all, Mr. Burdett. Discretionary grants report from our Director of Finance, Mr. Burdett. Thank you.
Thanks, Mayor Milligan. Hello, Council. Ms. Mullen was intending to be here, but she had a family commitment that went till 6:30, so she may walk in after the fact. But the report tonight is for council approval of the spring intake of the discretionary grants. The committee recommended funding 5 groups to a total of 8,900. The total budget for this program is 14.4 thousand, so there will be a fall intake as well this year for the committee to have a look at. And no slideshow or anything, just the 5 groups as it's in your agenda. Happy
Thank
to
you.
answer questions.
Questions, comments from council? Seeing none, I'll ask our corporate officer to read the recommendation.
Your Worship and Council, the staff recommendation is that Council approve the discretionary grant allocations proposed by the Discretionary Grants Committee on April 9, 2026, totaling $8,900 as included in the report dated April 28, 2026.
Moved by Councillor Hamilton, seconded by Councillor McIsaac. Any further discussion? All those in favor? That is unanimous. Thank you. That brings us to reports from council members, and I will start on my right with Councillor Audie Kelly.
Thanks, Your Worship. We traveled to AKBLG in Trail, which was really good. Thank you very much to Trail for hosting. I thought they did an absolutely excellent job. Trail has a lot of amenities to offer, and it was a very interesting, and we learned a lot of new information, and I think it was an excellent trip. Also attended the Chamber of Commerce AGM, which was held here at the seniors. Was really, really good. Kudos to our very own director for his excellent and well-received speech. And we also heard from Katie from the Housing Society, which was also a really great update to get. So those 2 things were awesome. Looking forward this weekend to the Feast for a Cause that the Rotary is putting on. I will be worker bee at that one. And it's hopefully going to be as fun as last year. And honestly, not a lot else, Your Worship, other than working hard at my day job and trying to keep up at this one.
Thank you, Councillor. Youth Councillor Parmer.
Thank you, Mayor Milligan. First, I just wanted to say that FSS had their annual trash bash today, and it went super well. The weather was amazing, and all the students picked up a bunch of trash around town. So, good job to all the students there. And then I'm also working to organize a workshop for youth engagement on the OCP, and we're going to be having a meeting this Friday at the library at 3:30. So, I would love it if anyone could join us, and if you can't join us, please email me any feedback that you have. That's all.
Thank you, Youth Counselor. Counselor McIsaac.
I saw many high school students picking up garbage today. It was heartwarming, actually. I have a little bit to report, Your Worship, both from the AKBLG, which I also attended in Trail and who put on an absolutely excellent conference. We had some great presentations while we were there. I'm just going to very briefly mention one, which was a presentation from a financial analyst, Mike Shore, regarding the shift in economies, which was, I thought, quite, well, it started off a little dire with geopolitical upheaval that is going on. It certainly finished very strong with a lot of very positive and optimistic things to say about the opportunity for this particular area of the world and through the Kootenays and so on. It really left me with the impression that it's ours to lose. It's just going to require a lot of foresight and work, but there's great opportunities there. There were some other really great and important presentations on things like what's going on with the Cowichan Tribes land decision and so on. Also, I'm just going to switch here to my notes. Those were mostly off my head. After AKBLG, I immediately headed to UBCM, where we spent a bunch of time discussing a variety of issues and meeting with ministers to discuss various issues. One of the issues that came up was, I'm sure you're all aware of the Heritage Conservation Act. This has been an ongoing discussion with the province and so on, and we spent a bunch of time there. There's a technical paper that come out and lots of conversations going on about what the real world implications for people who are trying to build in communities and so on are right now, and they're extensive. So that was a very good discussion. Lots of discussions around our RCMP contract management. Lots of discussion around the continuation of the LG cap. For those that don't know, this is money that was being provided to municipalities to support climate change and disasters and emergency management. And it has been really supporting a lot of communities with capacity building in order to meet other things like emergency preparedness and so on. And so the absence of this is going to be felt by quite a few communities, especially the smaller ones. It was a great program in no small part to the fact that acquiring the money was not difficult. It didn't require jumping through a lot of hoops, which is extremely rare for us. So that was good, and it was very useful. And a fair amount of discussion regarding homelessness issues in a bunch of communities. And a lot of discussion, and this will become relevant for the fall, around what's been going on with the special resolution at UBCM last year and how resolutions coming forward from municipalities and area associations are being treated. UBCM, in an effort to try to reduce the tsunami of resolutions that's going to the province, and I won't say they're being ignored, but there are so many that it's difficult to make headway. They're trying to reduce to resolutions that are purposeful, haven't been trod over, are truly province-wide and not regional and so on. The opportunity for us, I think, here at the council table is, as a bunch of those resolutions which are not making the grade are being winnowed away, we have an opportunity for well-written, larger resolutions to actually get to the top of the list. So the path is being cleared if we're willing to do the work to craft good resolutions. And that's it. That's all I have.
Thank you, Councillor. Councillor Ramadas.
Thanks, Your Worship. Mine is a little grassroots, so to say. Attended the business banter and peer at Straight Line last week. was really well attended. I think a couple of things that came out of my interactions with a few people has been the improvement that they're seeing with their experience with the planning department, especially with cloud permit, was spoken to at least 2 or 3 times at that meeting. It was really good. Also got to hear about the Elk Valley Economic Initiative planning, which is also very interesting, and some of the work that they are doing is actually helping small businesses with their HR and payroll, which apparently is one of their biggest headaches these days. That was really good to hear. Also attended the Shakespeare plays at the Ferdy Academy at the Knox. It was my daughter's last Shakespeare go around, so it was I had personally I had a good experience there, and also the fact that Knox, the way they have upkept the facility and how it has become a really good gathering place is good to see. That's all I had.
Thank you, Councillor. Yeah, I absolutely agree with that. It's a great performance space. Councillor Hamilton.
Thank you, Your Worship. I too attended AKBLG. I won't talk at length about the quality of the speakers, but certainly echo the sentiments of Councillor McIsaac and Councillor Adia Kelly of how informative the sessions were this year. This is the 8th time I think I've attended, and it certainly feels like it was one of the more informative. I'm also proud to share that I was reelected to their board for a 3rd consecutive term. So that's okay. So I will be at the regional board to, really advocate for Fernie's needs. And as Councillor McIsaac was talking about, helping get those resolutions up to the province. And the ones that don't go to the province, there's still topics that regionally we can advocate on behalf of local communities here to the province. As well, last night was the first FTA board meeting of their new year since their AGM, and it was great to meet a bunch of new board members that have signed on with that group, and looking forward to working with them. Also attended the library's AGM last week, another organization that just blows my mind how much work they do in this community for this community. And as well, I'm also going to be attending Feast for the Cause, helping volunteer. So looking forward to seeing everybody there.
Thank you, Councillor. Councillor Shoesmith.
Thanks, Mayor Milligan. Not a ton to report that hasn't been spoken of already, but I didn't forget to congratulate Councillor Hamilton on his re-election. I was also able to attend AKBLG, and I can confirm Mike Bashore's thoughts were amazing. It was well worth going early for those. It's a lot of things I've kind of been aware of for a long time, but to have somebody with the backing of the math and professionalism, piece it together and spell it out what it means was actually very, very good. Other than that, I did see all the kids around today picking up trash, and I wondered what the hooligans were up to. So thank you for letting me know. I think that's great. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor. Councillor Nixon.
Thank you, Worship. Congratulations, Councillor Hamilton. I had that right in my notes. Yeah, it's just so many things. I felt like in the last week or so, 10 days, it's like every single night, it's always something. And I'm worried that I'm missing something. It's that feeling, that angst that you have. So keep on checking my calendar, stuff like that. I'll do reverse chronological. So Fernie Future Fest had an amazing turnout. Good job to staff. That was really well put on. The consultants were there. I think we had over, I don't know, maybe 180 people. I think the pizza was a real big hit. I can't imagine what it would be like with beer as well. But anyways, the pizza. I did see people taking stuff to go, so that was also good. So I thought that was interesting. Pizza for the people. And lots of booklets going out the door as well.
Mhm.
So that was great. Chamber AGM, it was nice to see everyone there. Kudos to Director Johnston for his presentation, and to Elk Valley Family Society, Katie Taylor, who had to stand up there and push a little hard against a few people. It was quite interesting. AKBLG, again, another one. It was really good. Congrats again. Good job to President McIsaac for his speeches that weren't on legacy, but were still very good. Our resolution on emergency shelters during extreme weather events was passed and will most likely go to UBCM in September. That was in direct, Trail was top of mind for this because it actually happened to them, where they had homeless people that were being evicted from emergency shelters because they didn't have a sprinkler system. So that was designed specifically for them and for the region in general. I mean, I hope that we never have to see that type of situation, but yeah. And just on a side note, I think I cooked about 592 hot dogs today for the trash bash. So I hope everybody's feeling well tonight and tomorrow. That's it.
So do they.
Yeah.
Thank you, Councillor. Yeah, many of the same topics. AKBLG was excellent, as has already been touched on, and congratulations to Councillor Hamilton and Councillor McIsaac as president for presiding over that excellent seminar. I also wanted to congratulate staff on the OCP engagement. Two things in particular: the Fernie Future Fest, the cross section of the community that was there, I thought was really heartening. It was, yeah, a whole bunch of people and people really getting together. Like they hadn't seen each other for months, some of them, and great conversations. I thought that was really, really well organized, and the experience of joining Manager Similini and with consultant support to visit with the Academic Nucleate to go over the whole process with them. Always a very enlightening experience. So I really enjoyed that. So thank you to staff and the consultant team for that. Chamber AGM has been touched on. This week, there is the official opening on Thursday of the Elk Valley Resources new office building in Sparwood, to which I've been invited. So I will report back on the opulence of that facility. Although I did tour it while it was under construction, and I apologize to EVR for this. As you walk down one of the halls, the golden arches are framed perfectly in one of the windows. It's an unfortunate design trap, I think. And this weekend, Saturday, in Sparwood is the zone mine rescue competition. So they have all the local teams competing both in mine rescue and first aid at the site of the office, I understand. So that's going to be interesting to see how they set that up. But yeah, looking forward to that as well, having been a past competitor in mine rescue. Councillor McIsaac, something else?
Yeah, thank you, Worship. I just wanted to comment, if I may, on the resolution that Councillor Nixon brought up, because for those that haven't been following closely, the idea here was we have people in an emergency shelter due to an extreme weather event, and then they actually were asked to leave because there wasn't a fire safety item. And here's an opportunity where, very shockingly, in this Byzantine world of government, someone is about to inject, hopefully, a little common sense that says, yes, fire safety is absolutely paramount, but it doesn't beat out life safety, right? Like, we don't throw people out on the street because a fire sprinkler isn't there. What should be happening is the investment should be made so that the fire sprinkler is there. But that's tomorrow. Today, we prevent people from freezing to death. So we have the opportunity to inject a little common sense management into the government processes. I think we should seize it.
Yeah, thank you. And thank you for taking that resolution forward, Councillor, and I noticed that the mayor of Trail got up behind you, of course, at the support mic, so couldn't speak, but was ready, very ready and willing to endorse the resolution as well. We have a picture. With that, we will move to item 16.1. I'll ask our corporate officer to read the resolution to close.
The resolution is that this meeting be closed to the public pursuant to sections 91G and 92B of the Community Charter, as the subject matter being considered at this time relates to the consideration of information relating to litigation or potential litigation affecting the municipality, and to the consideration of information received and held in confidence relating to negotiations between the municipality and other public bodies.
Moved by Councillor Hamilton, seconded by Councillor McIsaac. Any discussion? All those in favor? That is unanimous. Thank you. We will go into closed. So thank you, everybody, for joining us.